Hey, hello Monday Club. Just something that's come up this week, a couple of things I've been working on that I thought I might share. Um, One of the things is I've been looking a lot with organisations who are still struggling with how to do remote leadership. I'm sure that won't come as a surprise to most of you. But one of the things that's really struck me in a few conversations I've had this week is how much meeting culture is a problem. And that may not be revelatory, but the thing that's really had an impact is I've realized that organizations are suffering from the fact they always had a poor meeting culture. So this is not, they've got a poor remote meeting culture. This is they've got a poor meeting culture, and they always have done. And what's happened is remote has exacerbated it, and they have always done meetings for the purpose of just checking in, which is a really poor reason to have a meeting. But of course, in remote, people have that feeling and that sensation of wanting to just check in even more often. So, you guys will know this anyway, but being more purposeful with meetings, being clearer on why you're getting together, and then making sure that everyone understands that that's the purpose of the meeting, and then making sure that you design the meeting so that people feel as comfortable as they possibly can, and that they then move from that place of psychological safety to the result, to what you're aiming for in that meeting, and get there as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible, is so important. And not doing that, not having that as a standard for your meetings, tends to result in people having back-to-back meetings. And Angelique shared a post last week, I think it was, about the fact that most people are in more meetings, most people are receiving more emails. So, this is something that we need to correct. This is part of the reason why people are struggling so much with mental health. But I guess the bit that has kind of dawned on me is that it's not about fixing the remote meeting culture. It's about addressing some of those underlying assumptions as to why people get together to meet. And in particular, leaders who've got the power to kind of call a meeting for their own needs and not really think about the wider implications of that. And not, in general, people just aren't thinking about the value of documentation and how that can actually save you an awful lot of time in meetings. So what this has changed for me, really understanding this, has been, rather than just focus on remote, means going back to some basics, but this time being able to sell in the idea that actually the benefit of addressing this issue around meetings is now much greater than it has ever been before, and potentially, by the way, also measuring the impact of meetings and how much time people in meetings might be easier than it was before, because it tends to get booked into the diary every time, because it tends to be a Zoom meeting. So it's not that you can claim there's a load of informal meetings taking place. A lot of the time they are Zoom meetings, they are in the diary, they are logged and measured. So there's an opportunity there to get really clear about what meetings are taking place and adjust them and tweak them. Anyway, those are a very quick thought of something that I was working on this week. I hope that's been particularly helpful to you. Obviously, comment on the video and reach out to me if you have any questions.